And welcome, everybody to We Live in Color. I'm your host, Deontay Damper, and happy Pride Month and Juneteenth month to everybody. Now, before we begin with this amazing show, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to subscribe to Converge, where you can follow up more on what's happening through Pride, the pop-up, and above all else, how you can donate and help Black Media Matter, okay? Go to whereweconverge.com to see why Black Media matters. And it matters so much today because we have, I will say, they're a part of the community compass because they didn't check me a couple times. But the reality of it is I have Maddie Mooney here. Maddie Mooney, from being one of the co-founders of Trans Women Solidarity Network to even working with SGN, they have an amazing trans resource guide that we need to look at. But above all else, I want to get some more tips from Maddie on like, how should we be fighting for liberation for all queer folks in community? Now, before we do that, we need to go in. It's not going to be Eminem today. It's going to be one M. Madison, what's going on with the news this week?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Seattle Gay News Community Brief. I'm Madison Jones, flying solo here today as Maddie is the guest for this week with Deontay. Happy Pride Month. Woo! We're so excited at the SGN and, of course, Deontay's Grand Marshal. We're going to be going to all the events and catching him there and seeing y'all there. And we're so excited. It's been such a crazy year, to say the least, with everything going on in the country. But it's important to take a month to really reflect on how far our community has come over the decades and how far we still need to go. So without further ado, I'll talk real brief about some events that are going on. First things first, we have our issue here that just came out dedicated to the 19-year-old transgender woman who was killed in her housing at UW, Juniper Blessing. We have a dedication to her on the front cover, as well as an article about the suspect, 31-year-old Christopher Leahy. Leahy is supposed to have his hearing on Thursday morning, and we are filming to break the fourth wall a little bit before that day. So we will have stuff up on our end on social media and our website as far as what the ruling and plea deal ends up being for his case. For the next story, an update of something we reported on earlier, the civil emergency declaration the LGBTQ Commission here in Seattle wanted to put forward. The mayor had released information about it, and there was a rally protest that had happened last weekend where folks were out in the street demanding the mayor support a civil emergency for folks. We will see what the mayor's office and city council ends up doing for that. Additionally, I went to the LGBTQ Commission meeting in person for the month of May, and they're currently working on something very interesting, a queer and trans office, a formal office for the city. It's in early stages, but it's very exciting since Seattle, unlike other cities in America like Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., we do not have a designated LGBT office with paid employees. All of our folks at the LGBTQ Commission are volunteers. They do wonderful work, but I think considering that Seattle, we're one of the most LGBT proportionate cities in America, we're long overdue to have a designated office to support our rights and things in the city. So before I let y'all go, there's a couple events that are going to be going on this weekend. We have Pride in the Park, thrown by Seattle Pride. I don't remember which one Deontay is going to be at. Deontay, are you going to be at Pride in the Park or White Center Pride?
I'm going to be at Pride in the Park.
Very good. Very good.
On Sunday, along with Tish Gallo and Columbia City Beat Walk and Bill 206, we'll be doing our annual Pride get together, 3 to 9 p.m.
Cool. Awesome. We're going to end up splitting ourselves on that day because White Center Pride's also that day.
I love that Pride.
Yes. So we didn't want to miss out. So me and Maggie, our advertising manager, we're going to be down in White Center on Saturday, and CJ and Renee will be at Volunteer Park.
Okay. Well, I'll see y'all there.
Yeah. So without, that is everything. Oh my gosh. It's so different being here by myself without Maddie.
No, you're not. You're not by yourself.
That's true. Deontay is here. Yes. But we will see y'all next week. Mm-hmm. Have a wonderful, wonderful Pride Month.
Back to you, Deontay.
Exactly.
Thank you, Madison. And I know I'll be seeing you at all the Pride events throughout the weeks. And I'm coming back with my boo, Maddie Mooney. You're watching We Live in Color.
Black women in Washington face more than twice the risk of syphilis in 2024, but cases are falling as we learn the facts and look out for ourselves. Yet 1 in 10 pregnant cases were among Black women, but more than half of potential congenital cases were prevented with early care. Early testing makes a difference. Get tested and protect yourself. Protect your child. Protect the community.
What's up, everybody? JD here. I'm tapping in to make sure you go to juneteenthwa.com to find out everything that's going on and stay up to date on all the stuff that will be happening at Juneteenth this year. The event, we are moving to the beautiful Hobb Field and parking lot A down over there. Make sure you go to the website to hear about everything. We're having a car show this year. We're doing the Taste of Juneteenth this year. And on the main stage, we are bringing Erica Campbell, Crystal Aiken, and Life Jennings, and we have some great local acts that you may have heard of, maybe you haven't, but you will hear about them on Juneteenth. So make sure you go to the website to learn everything you need to know about the event. Also, you can RSVP on the event if you want to be a vendor, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to be a food truck. All that is on the website, juneteenthwa.com. If you want to sign up for the car show, juneteenthwa.com. We'll see you here. Peace.
And we're back where We Live in Color. And I am so happy to have my boo, Maddie Mooney, in the house. Fixed sign, all here.
Yes.
Leo all day.
Okay. Are you a Leo too?
No, I'm not. I'm a Taurus.
Listen.
But the fixed signs, like we see each other.
Yes. Yes. Stubborn.
Yes. But we make a way. And I would just want to say thank you. You know, you were the first guest that we had on We Live in Color.
I remember that was years ago.
Yep, years ago. And but I just appreciate y'all because I think that what you were able to do was lay a foundation for Black trans folks in community, and really just, I think it was a real teachable moment for many organizers in community. Do you remember those moments?
I do. I remember that was either shortly before or after taking back Pride. I was doing a lot of work for Trans Women of Color Solidarity Network, and I remember we were here on stools. I was super nervous. It was new and it was a good experience. But I'll tell you the studio has changed a lot since then.
Yes, because you're in it now, right?
Yes.
And how actually has it felt like coming in here in the studio and doing the Eminem thing with SGN?
Yeah, I think it's been great. I feel like there's tons of room to grow. I feel really hopeful about the series continuing. I'm really excited and appreciative for the opportunity. Yeah. It's amazing. It's been amazing, and it's been awesome getting to know Madison as well.
Mm-hmm. And and even kind of going back to 2020 and up until now, what has changed for you since then?
Oof, so much has changed. School, moving, breakups, because goodness, job changes, just kind of figuring out where I belong in community, right? What's my role? What's my where do I fit in? And it's been real. I feel like I think it's been like that for a lot of different people. I think the landscape of just Seattle has changed so much in terms of, you know, just the society that we're living in. From, gosh, I think the first time I interviewed here, it was maybe on the tail end or in the middle of just like the BLM movement. And so much has changed since then.
Yeah. And how did you navigate self through organizing? I mean, I think a lot of community had like this big high, and we had so many folks that were out there willing to be of service, willing to help, willing to organize. How did you navigate through that? Because I can tell you, it knocked me into a relapse, you know, because I just kind of felt so overwhelmed, and I didn't know how to find, was I organizing with people who really gave a damn about me, or or were people just there for the moment? Were people just there for money? So how did you navigate through that?
You know, I think, like you said, we all navigated that in our own ways. I think that I was really burnt out for a really long time. And I think that what you're saying about not knowing if people are there for the long haul versus like just kind of there for the moment and there for the cameras and all of the things. I think one of the things that I really focused on during that time is like, what does it look like after all the cameras are gone, after all the people have gone home, after all the marches are over? Like, this is a community that a lot of us still have to live in and still have to fight to be heard in. And so, I think that my what I've been doing over the last few years in terms of like finding self is just kind of like figuring out what it looks like, honestly, for me to like heal, right? I think that like for a lot of folks doing organizing work, I think it comes at like an intersection of, you know, survival and justice. And like, there's this kind of like healing bubble over here that really defines like the trajectory of our organizing. And I think that like for me, at the very least, in order for me to move to a different place in my organizing and just like, and even in how I treat myself, it had to come from a place of like, of healing.
Yeah.
And so definitely have taken somewhat of a step back and focused on that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's really beautiful. I think that once we start to learn that we can be of service to community, but being able to be of service to ourselves has to be a goal. It can't be something that is sidelined or forgotten about, especially when you spend like 4 or 5 years nonstop of like, one of the things I loved so much about you was just like those mutual aid funds that were going out for young trans community members, young non-binary folks, right? And really also making it checking some of our folks in the letters. And as a gay man that holds a letter in the G, I know I'm intersected in that space deeply. But there were so many folks that wanted to kind of front face the impacts of what was happening with trans and non-binary folks. And as a Black gay man, I even had to take a step back, and it made me be more looking at trans folks, my trans community members, as a first priority, rather than not a sideline or not a tokenization space, right? And I just want to just say thank you for that.
Absolutely. I think even with that, like, I feel like sometimes like even I have to take a step back. And I think we were, talking a little bit before. And I think one of the things that I was thinking about was like, in taking that step back, it's like asking who's not in the room, right? And that's, of all of the values that I have and all of the organizing that I do and that I've done, that's always central to, any conversation that I have or any, movement that I'm a part of is like, who's not here. Yeah. Right. I don't care if I don't like you. I don't care if, like we're not buddy or whatever. But at the end of the day, like we're all a part of community. And like if you're not in the room, than I need you to be, right? Because with, I am only one small minutia of the trans non-binary experience. I, have my own experiences and have my own, struggles, etc. But my struggles and my experiences are going to be very different from that of, a trans woman who passes, and also a trans woman who does not pass, for example, or a trans man who passes, or a trans man who does not pass, right? And I think that trans folks who are disabled, trans folks who are immigrants, trans folks who are undocumented. I think that, I feel like our community, similarly to any community, has such a deep pocket of experiences. And I think that for my experience, or even a handful of our experiences, to take up space in a room, I think that for each and every one of us who is in the room, all of us can ask who is not in the room, right? And I think that when we do that in community spaces, that's how we allow for, a resonance of movement work, of what we need to do, of what we haven't done yet.
Okay, so let's talk about the Trans Resource Guide as a person that held government accountable, right? And now partnering with them to make sure that we pass out this roadmap. What was that experience like for you? Yeah,
so first, I'm going to share that it is the 2026 King County Trans Resource and Referral Guide. It is made possible by a grant from King County and in partnership with the Coalition Ending Gender-Based Violence. I think my experience with the guide feels like it's just a culmination of all of the information and resources that I've been able to accumulate over the years, but also we have an amazing group of advisory board members from all walks of the trans and non-binary experience. And I think that that's also been really central to the success of the guide. The guide is actually not out yet, but just kind of the success of putting the guide together till now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it's amazing. And for some of our folks who aren't familiar with the trans experience, right? How important is it for them to make sure that they have it? Because there's so many different nonprofit agencies that don't know how to be inclusive, that might not have that area to create a bridge for trans folks.
Absolutely. So, one, the purpose of the guide isn't to necessarily teach people how to be gender affirming, but one of the things that I will mention is the trans and gender diverse community is so good at creating amalgamations of information.
Hold on, what's amalgamations mean?
So just like a together, like a grouping of, right? Just like this collective slurry, right? Of resources and information that keep us connected, that keep us safe, that keep our needs met, all of those things. And so I think one of the most important parts about the guide is it is a physical representation of knowledge from with our community that's been there historically, maybe not in the form of these specific orgs and social services, but just indicative of the systems that we've always had to create for ourselves historically, right? And so I think that that's also a reason why this guide is near and dear to me. Yeah.
I think that's great. I think even living in community, I think that especially in the times that we're living in right now, I think it is so great for the county to not just be working just within themselves, but reaching out to the experts in community that can be able to give our folks that are either been living here or just now new to here or seeking refuge here a safe place to land. So I really appreciate that.
Well, Deontay, I know that you appreciate my ability to speak my mind, but I will say that as far as I know, it wasn't necessarily King County who reached out to the coalition. It was vice versa.
Okay.
But I will say that, specific offices at King County have been really amazing. Like King County Language Services has been really amazing at supporting this guide. I think that one of the things that, we've been talking about both at the coalition and just like other pockets is how do we sustain this guide long term, right? Because as I said before, this guide has kind of come at like 5-year, 3-year iterations, right? 2014, 2017, and now 2026, right? And at a time where resources for trans folks, for LGBT folks, for gender diverse folks, for everyone in our community are so limited and getting defunded, underfunded, all of those things. How do we sustain something like this guide long term so that it's not a one and done, right? And that we have to completely reinvent the wheel every 5 years. And I think that right now, especially at a time where there are so many, legislative processes and politicians and, just regular people on the street who want to see us erased, eliminated, and to go without access to the basics of life, right? I think that it is so important, not only for just King County as a whole, Mayor Katie Wilson, I'm talking to you, just to understand how deeply important resources like this guide are to our community, and also keeping our community safe. I think that one of the highlights of this year's guide is that there will be safety features built into this guide, right? And I think that that is really important because you have so many people who cannot trust, the world around them right now, even less than we could before. And I think that first and foremost, our goal is to keep not only our community safe, but the communities who support our communities safe as well. And so, I think I would love to see this guide not just be something that, that King County throws money at every few years. I would love to see this be a part of a larger community conversation and a larger initiative to sustain resources for the trans community and for the gender diverse community as a staple and not as something that like, oh, cool, we can do that. It's been a few years, we can do that now, right?
Okay, that sounds like a call to action.
It is a call to action, yes.
Have you do that and the We Live in Color tribute right after this break. You're watching We Live in Color with Maddie.
Solutions for Seattle, June 17th, T-Mobile Park. Y'all know what it is. Log on to the website, www.solutionsforseattle.com, and be a part of youth empowerment. Let's empower the youth. This is a call to action, a ticket challenge. I need everybody to tap in. Y'all know what it is. Solutions for Seattle. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole.
This summer, Metro connects the world.
Now's your chance to join the Days to Come Reading Challenge to ignite the civic imagination needed for racial repair in Washington State. Read, discuss, and take action until Juneteenth to bring Dr. King's vision of a truly just society to life. Visit saarcpnw.org for more information.
Hey, what's up, everybody? JD here. I'm tapping in to make sure you go to juneteenthwa.com to find out everything that's going on and stay up to date on all the stuff that will be happening at Juneteenth this year. The event, we are moving to the beautiful Hobb Field and parking lot A down over there. Make sure you go to the website to hear about everything. We're having a car show this year. We're doing the Taste of Juneteenth this year. And on the main stage, we are bringing Erica Campbell, Crystal Aiken, and Life Jennings. And we have some great local acts that you may have heard of, maybe you haven't, but you will hear about them on Juneteenth. So make sure you go to the website to learn everything you need to know about the event. Also, you can RSVP on the event if you want to be a vendor, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to be a food truck. All that is on the website, juneteenthwa.com. If you want to sign up for the car show, juneteenthwa.com. We'll see you here. Peace.
And we're back, and I am here with Maddie Mooney. Maddie Mooney. This is the part you done seen the show many times, and y'all were the first folks to do it.
Yes.
So, the We Live in Color tribute. Who has helped you live in color?
Who has helped me live in color? So many people. So many people. I think that over the past few years, I've contended with, an autism diagnosis, an ARFID diagnosis, on top of my already ADHD diagnosis. And I think the people who help me live in color are the people who see me fully. There have been new friends that I've made over the past few years and who have allowed me to really live my life unmasked and to be as weird and as strange and just as quiet as I would like to be. I think, there is this idea that because I am an organizer and I'm on, the SGN newscast and that, I'm a community advocate and all of these things, that I'm just kind of like out there, but really those things do not come easy for me. I think the people who have helped me live in color are just the people who I've met in the past few years, the people who I've grown close to, who truly see me and want the best for me and encourage me and drag me when I need to be dragged. I think that that's the most important. Definitely not too humble to be on the other end of a good dragging.
I ain't never seen you been dragged.
Listen, it's happened.
Uh-huh.
It's happened. I haven't been, I don't know. But yeah, no, the ones who know, and I definitely have been dragged. And I think that those are the moments that a lot more community organizers need. I think that we need to be humble, and those are the people that keep me humble for sure.
Absolutely. I think that is wonderful. And you've been given very many calls to action, but I want you to do me a favor and look in that camera, that one, the middle one, and give us the far right one.
Well, hey.
And then give us the call to action.
Absolutely. I think my call to action is that we cannot do this work alone. I think that can we restart?
No, you just go ahead and look at it. You got it.
So my call to action is that we cannot do this work alone. I think that the job of creating resources and sustaining a resource guide for the trans community in King County is one that needs to be sustained long term. I think that if you have the funds to do that, I think that Coalition Ending Gender-Based Violence is an amazing organization who is, for the most part, sponsoring this work along with King County. If you have the capability to be able to partner with the coalition to be able to sustain this work long term, we absolutely welcome it. Our community needs it. Our community deserves access to healthcare, to housing, to resources, and this is a way that we can keep this going long term rather than every few years.
No, that's right. No, that's a call to action. Maddie, I would like, again, I know I started off with saying it before, and I will say it again. Thank you for all that you do in community. It's also great to have you and M and the other M and Madison here. It's just added so much more flair to the show, because it's not just about the stories, it's also about the news that is impacting our folks. And I love tuning in to see what's going on with M throughout the week. But it's so great to see some of our community organizers that were doing such great work continuing to create impact. So I'm just happy to share space with you and wish you a happy, dope Juneteenth and Pride Month.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. And thank you, community. Thank you so much. It is time to rally. This is Rally Month here in this studio and throughout Pride Month. So without further ado, go to whereweconverge.com to learn more about what we got going on through our Pride. Make sure you check out SGN to check out the latest news on what's happening in the community around Pride. And above all else, remember to walk with love. Have a great day. Hey everybody, Deontay Damper. To learn more about our blog posts, community events, and more, go to whereweconverge.com.